First brush pile, guys. Good largemouth. Oh no, that's a spot. See that thing I posted up on right there? That was my second cast. Good old spot. Jun Bug. So I want to kind of stay off that. As you can see, I'm right by the showboat, so let's get some weight on him. And oh, I don't even know if he's 14, so we'll see. So today is Thursday, August 28th, and I'm here to give you your fishing report on Table Rock Lake. But before we get into the fishing report, I just have some couple of quick announcements to make. So if you want to book on the water lessons with me, go to Hines Guide Service or just DM me through the YouTube here. I'm going to leave my phone number and cell phone number on there, or you can book through my website, which is at Hines Guide Service. Like I said, on the water lessons are $100 an hour, and if you want to book a guided trip, half a day is $380. Like I said, you can just text me, call me, do whatever you want to. Doesn't matter to me, or just book it online. But the quickest and fastest way to get to me is by text message. If I don't get to you right away, just give me a couple hours. I might be on the water with a guided trip or on the water lessons, and I will get to you ASAP as soon as possible. So, all right, let's get into this week's fishing report. Also, the Yeti tournament is coming up, I think in September. I can't remember, and I'm going to be doing some things on the water, trying to get you guys the biggest and best fish possible, so that you have a chance to win $133,000, or I think it's $1,000 an hour. I can't remember, but I'm going to be out there on the water trying to get you the best stuff possible. So, all right, guys, let's get into this week's fishing report. Like I said, some things are happening. The weather is one. It's kind of like it's starting to get in that fall transition. I wouldn't say that they're fully in the fall transition, because the reason why I say this is because the water temperature was running around 87 degrees, and now it's like 80 degrees, and probably by the end of the week it's probably going to be 78 degrees, because we got rain here. We have some cold fronts moving in, so it just kind of gets those bass in a movement. You know, they kind of gets them out, you know, of the brush piles, gets them on those top of those flats, main lake points, channel swing banks, stuff like that, and they just want to move and they want to roam around. So a lot of the things that I kind of started focusing on this week was fishing a little bit shallower. And what I mean by shallower is probably anywhere from 12 to 1 feet. You know, sometimes I would throw up on the banks, I will catch fish, but also I have noticed out in the 20 to 25 deep, where all the brush piles are, I've also noticed that the bigger bass are not in the brush piles, they are around the brush piles. I'm saying when they're around the brush piles, they're anywhere from 5 to 10 feet away from it. They're kind of roaming out of it. So like when you have bluebird, bright, sunshiny days and it's hot out, a bass is going to go where there's shade. So where is there shade? There's either a boat dock, a bunch of standing timber, or a big old bush. And a lot of times they're in those bushes, or they're in the underneath the boat docks. So this week I caught a lot of my bass on this thing right here. It's called the Mag Boosa. This is in green pumpkin juice. You can get these at Modern Outdoor Tackle. I just put a shaky head on it and just work it across the bottom and work it around those brush piles, and that's how I'm generating a lot of bites with that. Also, before we get further in depth, I'm going to show you here on the map what I'm talking about, what you kind of need to be targeting up in the coming future, or probably next week, to here and so on. So I've been throwing guys, I've been still throwing this June Bug. I've been just killing them with it, you know. Now I will say, I haven't been catching like 5 to 6 pounders, but I've been catching a good enough of 3s to 3.5s on this June Bug right here. It's a 10.5 zoom old monster. Excuse me, sorry. And it's just getting it done. I've been throwing a crankbait around, Stone Cold. I don't have it here on the deck with me. It's in my box. It's a Spro Stone Cold. I've been getting the one that dives anywhere from 14 to 10 feet. That's how I just been throwing that thing up there by the bank and just paralleling the banks, especially throwing across the main lake points and just getting them to react to a bait. So don't forget about your crankbaits. I've also heard, I'm not a glide bait guy. Now that doesn't mean I'm not going to start learning how to throw them. I've heard Table Rock is notorious for this huge glide bait bite. I'm from Western Oklahoma. You know, we really didn't, I just never really got into the glide bait thing. I've always heard fish your strengths. If you fish your strengths and you fish what you're comfortable with and you're confident in, you're going to catch fish. But I really would like to start learning how to throw a glide bait. And I've heard some of the glide baits that we have at Modern Outdoor Tackle, it's called Clutch. We sell those. I heard by Eddie Tumashik that they're great. And if you go onto the modcast, you can actually listen to one of the podcasts that talks about how to work a glide bait with the guy that designed the Clutch glide bait as well. So another thing that you want to start throwing, I've been throwing it. I've heard they've come up and told me that it's like, hey, we're still catching them on it. We're still catching them on it. So I've paired this up with a green pumpkin, Crush City Craw. I like 1/2 ounce on the wobble heads and a 4/0 hook. You just got to bring that home. And like I said, I'm just kind of sticking this thing on there, and I'm getting up there at main lake points, and I'm throwing it across it and just slowly working it back, and that's just coming down there, and those legs, they're kicking just like that through the water. The bass can't resist it. If you just want to go out and just catch you some fish, the spots are out everywhere. So you can probably go to any main lake point, any standing timber, anything that has brush around it. And if you just want to go catch you some fish, go get you a drop shot and just put one of those earthworms on there. Go get live bait. You can just put that on there and throw that out there by that brush pile. Don't throw it in it, but throw it by, and you'll catch you a lot of spots that way as well. So, all right, guys, I cleared my tracks on here because I kind of want to show you in depth what I'm talking about when we're looking at creek channels, main lake points, channel swing banks, things that you want to start targeting now and in the future of next week, because as the fall starts coming in, the fish start trying to follow back, they follow the bait, and you kind of constantly have to move all the time. But I'm going to give you some key spots, some things that'll kind of help separate from making it such a big long day. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll get right after it. All right, guys, and we're back. So this is Indian Point. Okay, this is Indian Point Marina. I just kind of want to show you in depth, like what I'm talking about when I'm talking about creek channel swing banks, things you need to start targeting. Okay, so if these are some of your spots on the lake, I'm so sorry. I'm just pointing things out and just kind of telling people what to target and stuff like that. So, all right, so this is Indian Point. We're just going to go look in here. So first of all, you see these two lines that come through here, just like so. This is your creek channel, okay? That is a big creek channel, all right? So, and what do I mean by creek channel swing banks? This is a creek channel swing. See how this swings in here? Stuff like this right here, you can actually see I've got some brush targeted right here. But you want to start hitting stuff like this, and you want to concentrate to where this green stuff is. And then also, if you want to position your boat kind of right out here in this area and start throwing across this way, or you can get on the other side vice versa and start throwing across from here and working your bait across like that. You can, there's so many different ways that you can target this. Also, this looks like a hump. A lot of fish like to hang around in this stuff right here, okay? See that? That is a good thing to target. You want to target stuff like that, okay? All right, and all right, so we're gonna just zoom back out here. This is the main channel, okay? So here we are, we're back in the main channel. Sorry guys if I move my steering wheel. Stuff like this, right through here. You wanna target stuff like that. These are main lake points, okay? Start hitting those main lake points all through here, stuff like that, okay? I'm gonna go out to the bigger part of a lake. All right, we're gonna get back into here, okay? So here we go. Here's a trick. Here's another creek channel swing bank. See how this creek channel kind of just swings through here? You want to target stuff right in here, these main lake points. Those bass, they'll come up here in the morning and feed, and the bass, the bait fish will pull up here, and you can throw a crankbait, wobble head, or you can throw a jig. I haven't been catching anything on a jig here lately, but I've heard some people have been. And it's like, you can throw that glide bait right up through here. You know, just throw it across there, work that glide, and you can get some reactions to it. We're gonna go ahead and follow this creek channel. Look at it. Right here, right through here. Look at that. Big channel, big swing. It comes through here, all that stuff. And just look over here at the next one. Right through here. Just start targeting this stuff. And it has flooded timber out there. A lot of those bass love to hang around that flooded timber stuff, okay? Right here. See this? You want to target stuff like this. Another main lake point, big long flat coming out, and that's what you want to target. Now, what is a secondary point? Okay, a lot of people ask that question. So, see, you have these two main lake points out here on the main channel. This right here is a secondary point. In the fall time, they will start coming to this area, okay? So those are key things to start looking for in the future. All right. Now, a lot of people ask me, okay, so what if I go into a big creek arm? Whatever it is. I'm just calling it out. Big old creek arm. This is a big, huge creek arm. Okay? You see where it has this little creek bed? Right here? Here's the main channel. But here's a creek bed. These bass will follow that stuff in there. See how this kind of turns in to this stuff right through here? Just a little slight turn. Or right here, this point, it comes out very long. It comes and it just stair steps off. This is great stuff to be hitting in the fall time in the transitions, because bass are going to be sticking to those things. Okay, so your creek beds and then your creek channels. The fastest thing, and I can really truly tell you what to do and to get bigger fish and to catch more fish, is to basically stick by stuff like this. Okay, here's your main channel, here's the main lake point, comes out, get on stuff like this right here. Okay, stick to stuff like that right through here. We'll just go over to this side, follow the channel. Right, I'm gonna follow this channel. All right, looky here, another point with the creek channel right by it with a big drop off. A lot of big bass like to hang around and stuff like this because they have the creek channel nearby, they have deep water, and they've also got a point to where that they can come up and eat. So guys, like I would probably target stuff like that all the time. Let's continue to look. All right, right here. If I was to fish this, which I have, I would start on this right here. And if the wind is blowing into this stuff, that's another key thing that you want to start factoring in, is the wind blowing into it. So if the wind's not blowing into this, you want to, and it's blowing this way, you want to focus on points like over here, right? You want to focus on these creek channel swings, because the wind is going to be pushing the bait and the plankton up towards that way, and that's what you want to target, okay? So that's basically what I'm talking about when I talk about creek channel swing banks and trying to get the best out of your day, okay? Here is another thing. Here's an island. And right now, I'm just saying, I fished this some in the winter over here, but guys, in the fall time, when they want to feed up, look how big this flat is. And you got creek channels that come in and swing both ways, so fish can come out to here, go back out to deep water, and just kind of move through those areas, okay? Those are things you want to focus on. Bluff walls, right here, bluff in walls, right here. This is what you want to start focusing on too. It's really deep through there, so you can throw like a drop shot. You can, you know, work a jig down on the bottom. There's all sorts of things that you can do on that. Here is another example. Big long point coming out. As you know, I have something marked there, so so guys, that's pretty much the gist of it. Just start sticking to the main channel stuff, the main lake points, and then like when fall time comes, let's just go to a big creek arm. They're gonna start using this channel and either going in here or way back up in here, okay? There's lots of things that fish can go to try to get. They use these points for stopping areas. Like it's a stopping area for them, and then they can move on back. When the bait slowly starts traveling back, you know, back into the points, they'll just kind of trap all this bait as far as they can go, or they will push the bait all the way back up in here, or up in there, or back up in there. There's just all these things, but stick to your creek beds and your creek channel swings, okay? What I fish, these right here, or I'm sorry, this right here, probably wouldn't. There's no creek bed. Is there fish in there? Yes, there probably could be fish in there. But I'm going to make the most out of my day, so I'm going to stick to the creek, like the creek beds and the big arms like that. So there's just more stuff that follows that. All right, so guys, I'm going to turn the camera around and I will see you here in just a little bit. Well guys, that is it for today. Just want to say thank you again for all the likes and subscribes. If you're not subscribed to the channel, just hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you want to know something, or you want to know a little bit more about what you just need to ask questions, leave a comment and I will try to help you as much as possible as I can. Okay, so whatever it may be. So guys, we love you here at the Hines house, and we will see you next week.